Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Q. That's about everything to say. Still praying for some news. Yeah, nothing's really changed. We're waiting for an update. We're waiting for an announcement. We're waiting for news from anybody at all. I think the class thing system will be changing. Dude, when Chapter 4 hits, if it ever hits, it will be like a totally new game. It will be like a totally new game with, like, you know, somebody that you used to know. Like, imagine knowing somebody for a long time. They get plastic surgery. And you're like, there's bits and pieces that you still recognize, but it's a new look. Yeah, Chapter 4 is gonna be totally different, man. I'm expecting completely just so much. When you say drastic changes, what are you thinking? I'm thinking new Gauntlet, new runes, new runes, new map changes, new game modes, new ranked system, everything. Probably even a new new talents, probably talent changes, if not new talents. Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna get like new everything, bro. Like, it's gonna be it's gonna be a huge overtaking, man. I got love for this game, I do too. I just hope you don't lose that love for it. Spellbreak is by far the best PvE game I've gamed. Yeah, if I didn't have love for it, if I didn't have a deep love and a deep belief that it's something special, I would not still be here, man. And I need to make a video explaining exactly why I am still here, because a lot of people don't know why I'm still here playing the game and streaming the game. I need to make that video. I've been thinking about it a lot. I need to write the script and make it happen, xylate it. I need to do a bunch of crap. Yeah, I've always had a deep love for Spellbreak, man. That's why I'm still here. Still play isn't another reason that then you just love playing it? Yeah, that's the reason I play, but there's a lot more. Dude, I mean, you have to realize that I've been playing this game for 3 years. You also have to realize that during that 3 years, there has been hundreds of players that I have gotten to be friends with and play with that loved the game and enjoyed playing the game, that left the game and still enjoyed the game at that time, but left for a lot of different reasons. So that's the perspective that you have to like get in your head when you're thinking about like why I'm still playing the game, because it's not just about having fun as a player for me anymore, because as a player I feel like I'm playing something that may not ever, like, the developers don't care, and this is I'm just trying to break things down. This is the way I feel as a player. All right, as a player it feels like the developers doesn't care. There's no content happening, there's no news happening, and the game is just getting stale because of that. As a player, that's how it feels. As a content creator, it feels like there may not be any future. It feels like it's not a very trustworthy, stable place to be, and there's all these other reasons why I would leave, but I didn't. I haven't left, and that's why I need to explain why I'm still here, because there are tons of other people that made that choice to leave for the reasons that I just named, and a lot of other reasons. So, like, for most people in my position, and for most people that understand my perspective, the obvious for a lot of people is to have left already. Like, most people would have left already. The newer players that just came into the game, or that's only been playing for a month or 2 or 3 months, you all don't understand that perspective, and that's not your fault. It's not easy to have that perspective if you've never, to understand that if you've never had that perspective. But like, I remember I've talked and interacted with so many new players. There's been waves of players like you guys that have come through and loved the game and enjoyed the game at almost every patch, but eventually they leave and stuff. So, like, that's the reason. That's the reasoning behind I would want to make a video, because it's more than just, do I enjoy playing the game? Because there's so much more to it as a player and as a creator, and I think that I need to put that out there and let people understand it, because people want to know. You know what I mean? Dev say something about something. I don't think ghosting their community was a good move. Not at all, Pharaoh. Not at all. I want to know about your events. If you want to know about my events, make sure that you are following me on Twitter. Make sure that you're in the Discord. That is where we post all of our announcements, and you can keep up to date with what's going on in this channel. and in this community. We are running what's called a Chaos Gauntlet event. That means basically at any time throughout the week of me streaming, I can put a graphic up on the screen and it will look like this right here. And when you see this graphic pop up on the screen, that means there is a random challenge about to happen, and you could earn yourself a $100 chapter pass from 2 of the previous chapter passes that were available for us. I will let you guys know what that challenge is, and then everybody will be able to compete in it. We also are doing community challenges or community events every single week. So we're going to be doing 2 events every week. Maybe more, but at least 2 every week. One will be a random chaos event that will happen at any time. And the other will be a community event that will be announced beforehand, or will be something that is like follower giveaway or subscriber giveaway or something like that, that's going to let players that might not be able to get into the game have a chance to also win a code. So yeah, that's what's going on. Make sure you keep up with me on Twitter, on Discord, and also on YouTube, because we're going to be making an announcement on YouTube soon about another way for you guys to earn some of that nice codage. But yeah, that's what you guys to do, you guys. This game on release, I just didn't get to how to play, but I saw potential. I even said this will be bigger than Fortnite, but I stopped playing it. Started 3 months ago and still playing seriously ever since. I'm glad you came back. I'm glad you came back. I'm glad that you also didn't have to suffer through some of the hard times. And I've always, like, that is one of the biggest reasons. That's one of the biggest reasons, Trav. I see the potential here, man. I don't understand how a game like this can fail. There's nothing like it out there, and it's so good at its core. Like, at the core of what it offers, it's so good. It has so much potential. I feel like in my heart that I truly believe it's got so much potential and it will succeed just because of that I don't even think the developers can screw it up. I feel like if the developers screwed it up, then another person with money would be like, wait a second, we can't let this gem go to waste, and would buy it and fix it, you know? Like, that's how much I believe in this concept and this engine and this game that they've built, man. Like Dan, shout out to Dan for just like being part of creating this combat. It's so special, dude. It's so special. And that's why it's just like, I can't stop believing that it's gonna succeed. Can't stop believing. Really surprised it has been bought with all the acquisitions going on. I don't think it has been bought, to be honest with you. I think the amount of people who enjoy this type of combat is just too low in general for Spellbreak to pop up without some PvE mode to get casuals. Really? I mean, God, I mean, it's so crazy. And I think it's because I'm having a really, really, really hard time getting out from behind my own eyes with how much I enjoy the combat. Like, that's my fundamental problem here, Almy. You just opened my eyes. You just opened my eyes so much. Oh my God, I needed that to be put in perspective for me. Oh God, you're so right. Just because this combat is so amazing to me, just because I consider it to be so special and perfect, doesn't mean that's what everybody feels. And I'm surrounded by people that feel the same, so it's hard for me to get out of that. Oh my God. Thank you. This is why I surround myself with people like you guys. I needed that perspective so bad. Thank you, dude. That is a really good point. As much as I wish everyone fell in love with Spellbreak as much as I did, I do think it's the current state it needs to appeal to a wider player base. You know what? I agree with you. And I think they can do that. And I think that you're right. The PvE might be the way. Yeah, having another reason for people to enjoy the game and learn the combat at their own speed is a really smart move. And having a PvE mode for them to do exactly that could be the right move. But would that kill this mode? Wait. Is Spellbreak BR... Oh my God, dude. They've been saying for 4 years... For you guys that haven't been around as long as I have, Proletariat has always said that BR was not the intended main mode for Spellbreak. They have always said that Battle Royale was only a testing ground for them to, you know, perfect the combat, perfect the systems and the runes and all that stuff. They have always said that. What if it's true? What if the next iteration is a more PvP like centric game with this kind of combat, but with a PvP mode that's not BR, but like arena, which would turn Spellbreak into an MMORPG, but probably an instanced one, right? Me, the options are: 1, dumb down the PvP to be accessible and effectively ruin it, or 2, create a PvE mode, let casuals have fun and practice the combat before they take on PvP. So I'm hoping they go with that and the Monster Hunter PvE game. You know what? I think, Almy, we might be getting down to the core of it, man. I think we might be getting down to the core of it. And by the way, Xylated, I know that our situation with the YouTube thing has changed drastically, but these kind of conversations right here is what I was talking about. If we could somehow highlight and condense this conversation, I think that it would be an incredibly popular conversation for YouTube, and the Spellbreak community would really interact with it. And I think that I've learned recently that YouTube is a community too, and I have not been seeing YouTube as a community, but getting people interacting on YouTube, getting the community active on the comments, you know, showing people up in the videos, shouting at subs, maybe Patreons, all that is important. Yeah, SP community is the best I've ever been a part of. Players, devs, content creators. The game itself was just difficult for me. Played since pre-alpha and never really got decent. Trauma, I'm glad that you've been part of this community. You definitely, I'm glad you stood here. I think a well-designed Destiny-style raid would be the best option. Lots of movement and teamwork. Yes, and the developers are a huge fan of Destiny. Holy crap, I would kind of love that. I kind of would love that. This conversation has been really awesome. I think that we've had some really cool points, some cool epiphanies, some cool things that's been discovered through this discussion. I don't want the conversation to be left only here in my chat, in this channel. I want the whole community in on it. More minds that's part of the machine, the more we can, you know, figure out.